Recording live from Glory Hole Studios in Chicago and beyond. This is Cognitive Dissonance. Every episode we blast anyone who gets in our way. We bring critical thinking, skepticism, and irreverence to any topic that makes the news, makes it big, or makes us mad. It's skeptical, it's political, and there is no welcome mat. Today is Thursday, January the 4th. We're in it, buddy. This is like we're 4 days in. We've only got 361 left to go. And it's going to be a straight countdown all year. I feel like it's going to be a straight countdown, nail biting, pearl clutching. Here we go. We're 4 days down, Cecil. All right, let's run through some stories. Today's going to be a funny news show.
I don't know. The first one's not super funny.
This one's not actually super funny.
I put it in here because I know that like this is your dystopia and I'm just here for the ride.
Okay.
So I just like, I'm along for Tom's dystopia. And so I'm like I ride shotgun in Tom's dystopia. And like every couple weeks, there's a new story that comes out that confirms another fear of Tom's.
Yeah, like, can I be wrong, please? Like, can I just like...
I know. Tom gets to be wrong about certain things, but not about this. No. Very specifically, many things have come to fruition that are frightening and straight out of dystopian novels, straight out of dystopian television shows. And this first story is an example of that. And I am here for it.
Jesus fucking Christ. This is from TechCrunch. The new American dream is to get MrBeast to pay off your debt, but it gets worse. It is so much worse than that. So my kids watch MrBeast. So I have seen a fair amount. Like I've never watched one like start to finish, but like they've been on in the background as the sort of like backdrop of my life now for years. Sure. These MrBeast. Have you seen any of these MrBeast?
I have never watched a sing, but I know what he does. I've never sat through a video of his.
So like it's fucking, I think he's like the biggest YouTuber. Like I think it might be like the actual biggest YouTuber. And so as a result, massively, massively wealthy. And his shtick is that he goes around and basically gives away money. Like that's the whole shtick. And sometimes he'll make people like do things for it. And in the beginning, he made them do like relatively innocuous shit for it. But of course, like that has to always, everything kind of gets boiling frogged, right? So like
everybody's got to get another step up.
Right. So like, giving a waiter $1,000 tip. Well, that's great the first time you do it. And then maybe it's like great when it's a $10,000 tip, but like, now you got to make the waiter do like a dance, to fucking dance, monkey dance. And now they're doing like increasingly bizarre and difficult shit such that like we're straight up Squid Games, man. Like,
yeah, man,
we're at a place where it's like, and the article references it. Like we're at a place now where we are unironically looking at recent dystopian fucking fiction. And we're like, hey, what if we did that?
What if we did that instead?
And called it that. That's the part, Cecil, that like, I remember the first time. Did you read Brave New World?
I did.
And
years ago, so I don't remember the story very well.
It's actually not a very good story, but I liked it when I was in high school. Like, in Brave New World, the drug that keeps everybody happy and compliant with the sort of like nouveau caste system that has been created is a drug called Soma. It's created in Brave New World. That is an actual pharmaceutical now. Yeah. That somebody was like, what should we... So people gathered around a table, Cecil, and they said, what should we name our drug?
Pitch
and
idea.
They're like, what about the drug developed to keep the fucking unwashed masses compliant in a fucking dystopian fiction novel by Aldous Huxley? And everybody's like, good, yes, let's do that. Vote, my vote, let's go to lunch.
I don't get it at either time that the fucking, they named a food replacement supplement Soylent. And you're like, dude, that's made from people. That's the fucking punchline of that movie.
Right.
Like that's literally the line in the movie is like where the big reveal. I'm sorry if I spoiled a 60-year-old movie for you just now, but The big line in the whole thing. Also, Rosebud is his sled. But anyway, this if he's screaming Soylent Green is people. It's made of people because they're taking all the dead bodies and they're turning them into crackers. And then people are eating the crackers being like, this Soylent fucking rocks, dude. This is amazing. Have you put a little bit of Cheese Whiz on this Soylent? It fucking rules. And then some dude looks around his kitchen, throws a bunch of fucking flour and flavorings in a big jar. And he's like, I'm not going to eat anything anymore. I'm just going to drink my meals. And then he's like, what do I call it? And he fucking picks Soylent out of the air.
I know, man.
What?
Dude, have you watched the Black Mirror? You watched Black Mirror, right?
I've watched some of them. Yeah, I haven't watched them all, I don't think.
One of the very first episodes, Cecil, one of the very first episodes of Black Mirror is like somebody goes into a warehouse. I think they're going to steal some shit. I don't remember. They go into a warehouse. They're going to steal some shit. The warehouse has a fucking like an AI-powered guard dog robot. And the person runs away. And the guard dog robot pretty much like tracks this person across fucking hill and dale until they finally like wear them down and kill them. The guard dog robot is the sort of like indestructible, untiring machine of like vengeance, right? The other day, I'm reading a fucking article about the US military buying machine gun outfitted robot dogs, AI powered robot dogs. And I'm like, can we just agree that like dystopian fiction is supposed to be a list of do nots, not like do's?
No, we miss that. We keep doing the do's, man. Also, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So like this MrBeast guy, when he starts out, he's giving people $1,000 or whatever. Right. He's like, oh, I pay, hey, you came in, you served me a pizza and here's a fucking $1,000 or whatever. And then he has to up the ante, blah, blah, blah. But now he's like locking people up for like 100 days in like a small box or whatever. He's like doing some weird shit. So Tom gets a chance to be on MrBeast in any time in history. Do you go for the easy, all I did was have to serve him and I got a couple grand out of it? Or do you go for like the, hey, he's going to pay off my house if I like sit in this fucking, like, I don't know, latrine or whatever for 20 days or whatever you have to do. Which do you do, Tom? Do you do the one that's like big payoff really sucks? Or do you do the one that's like, I didn't do a lot, but I only got $5,000 and I'm okay with that?
Yeah, well, so here's the thing. And I think this article actually speaks to that. Like, I am privileged enough that I would be able to answer the first, right? Like, I would be like, yeah, I'll take the fucking $1,000 for basically just like waking up and going to work and doing my job today.
Yeah.
I would do that.
That's how I am too.
Right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But
right? I'm privileged enough to say, fuck you. Like, I don't need your, yeah.
But was there a time in my life, for most of the time of my life, that I'd been like, yeah, I'll live in a fucking Porta-John for 90 days or whatever horrible shit. Yeah, I'll like MrBeast, and to his, I guess, credit maybe, but like to his celebrity, would probably be a better way to say it, he'll do some of these challenges himself, right? So he'll like live in a coffin for 10 days or, and who knows where he shits. I don't know. Like he'll do all this stuff. So he'll do some of this stuff. But there was like a big chunk of my life where financially I was desperate enough that I would have been,
me too, man.
I would have been like knocking people with elbows out of my way to like live in a fucking porta potty for 6 months for $100,000, right? Dude. I'd have been like,
I would 100% do that if this dude would have came to me before I went to college.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? In a second, I would have said yes.
And for several years for me out of college, like I had some like,
oh no, I'm not. I'm just saying like
rough
1
years
point,
out of
like,
college. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, decades out of college, I'd have said yes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So my answer is sort of like, well, now I'm 45 and like I've kind of got my shit together financially, thankfully, through, a combination of extremely good luck and some hard work. But like, yeah, for most of my life, I'd have been like, yeah, man, like lock me up in a fucking airless room or, shoot fucking, pins and needles at my balls or whatever you got to do.
I'll fight 30 people in this sumo suit to win or whatever. Yeah, whatever, man. Do it. Let's rock this shit.
Like, this is like, can we point out the flaws of capitalism anymore? Like, can we just have a show called Late Stage Capitalism? It hurts us all.
Is that what he's doing? You think that's what you think his grand scheme is, I'm going to point out all the evil. Because the thing is I don't think it's working.
No. The problem is that like, it can't work because the demographic that it appeals to is desperate for both the entertainment and the result.
Yeah.
So like, the problem is like those people they cannot have the perspective necessary because they're too hungry. They're hungry for the entertainment and they're hungry for the money. So, and they're the demographic this is appealing to. It's not guys like me. Like guys like me are like watching MrBeast and being like, well, fucking, I don't need the money, you know, and you're not interesting. So it's like, I'm not the right demo. Oh God, this is a fucking boomer story. If ever there was a boomer story, this comes from 25 News, your home team. Grandparents mistakenly buy $10,000 worth of Disney Plus gift cards instead of Disney Parks gift cards for family trip.
Oh, so amazing, Tom. It's a streaming service. They've got to pay. I wonder if when they gave him the refund, they were like, okay, what we can do, the best we can do is we can stream a trip to Disney for you. So we'll live stream someone walking around the park and you have to pay. You're stuck with 10,000 hours of fucking Disney Plus or whatever.
A virtual tour.
Yeah.
Can I get a virtual tour of somebody with a fast pass at least?
Internet. Yeah.
I got a virtual tour of you waiting in line.
He's got to wait an hour, like an hour and a half to get on fucking Space Mountain or whatever.
I paid $10,000 for this just in the bathroom line now. That's all you're doing.
Oh, God. This feels like something that would happen on like a Kit Boga stream, though, doesn't it? Like if you don't know who Kit Boga is, he's a scam baiter on Twitch. And what he does is people will send him numbers or whatever, and he calls these people back because they'll call you and be like, oh, there's a problem with your security code on Amazon or whatever. And then he'll call them back, and then he will pretend to be someone and say, oh yeah, I have this big problem now, and he's trying to fix it. And then he basically scam baits them for hours and keeps them on the phone like all day. And he has a really ingenious setup in that many of these people will try to use your computer. They'll try to log into your computer remotely, and then they very quickly just change a little bit of script on a website to make it look like they overpaid you money, and then you have to go to your bank and get the money out and give them back. But it's really just that the web page, there was a script error in the web page that they created while they were in your computer. And he has like he's created like a labyrinthian system for them to have to work through and password nonsense. And he just does so many funny things. He's really funny. But one of the scams is that they make you get gift cards. And so what they do is they say, oh, we paid you extra $2,000. Just go buy $2,000 worth of gift cards. And if you read them off to me, then that's as good. My boss said that'll be just as good. And so you can do that, which sounds crazy when you say it out loud.
Right, yeah.
But people believe it and they send gift cards or whatever. And this is exactly what one of those would be, where he said, okay, I got your Disney gift cards. And he starts reading off and they're like, that's a Disney Plus. He's like, I don't know what to do. And he starts screaming. That's what this feels like. It feels like it's a manufactured like scam bait.
It does. And it also like what they did is they went to Costco, because at Costco you could like spend a certain amount of money and get a discount. So you could get like, you spend $100 and get, $125 worth of gift cards or some shit like that. Right. So they thought they were going to like stack these deals for their like upcoming family trip to Disney. And I'm sort of like, I'm sympathetic to that. But like, if you look at the picture, Cecil, the number of fucking Disney Plus gift cards that they bought in person at the store, what the fuck employee is letting somebody buy $10,000? If you're, I mean, honestly,
Tom,
like what a kind of an asshole.
If you're paying me what they pay me at those clubs, I am 100% not caring at all.
I would never be able to sell that to some old person, man.
Beep, 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 beep.
I would have to say something. I would have to say something. I'd have to be like, you must really love streaming Disney Plus. What the fuck is going on? Like,
I bet you somebody probably did say, you guys must really love Disney.
Yeah, and maybe.
And they thought, I bet you somebody probably did try to stop them, but they didn't put two and two together. And, the buyer went in there and bought a bet. And here's the thing, like, all's well that ends well. This family got a refund on these things from Disney themselves. So they got what they wanted anyway. The streaming ones got sent back, and they got all these brand new, other gift cards so they could spend time with their family. And, like, even in the story, a lot of people are like, man, this is well out of my tax bracket to care about or whatever, because this family lost a lot of money on this. But genuinely, the story ends where nobody's hurt, right? Yeah. Disney doesn't care. The store got paid. Everybody's going to where they wanted to be, the destination. Everything worked out in the end. But yeah, I think probably what happened, because I can imagine your exact scenario, Tom, where somebody is like, man, you guys really like Disney, huh? This would like take you 63 years to use up. What are you doing?
This story comes from CBS News. The Denver Zoo didn't know who the father of a baby orangutan was. They called in Maury Povich to deliver the paternity test results.
Tom, let's listen to the paternity test results.
Oh my God, this is fucking beautiful. Yes.
Here we go.
Also, real quick, guys, he's in a fucking full-on tux doing this. I want you to just know, like, it's Maury. He's doing this, and he's in a fucking tux for the orangutan video.
Absolutely. It's amazing. So
please don't send me your corrections on how to pronounce that word. I've never pronounced that fucking primate's name right. I don't think it's orangutan or whatever.
Here we go.
All right.
Now, we want to thank the Denver Zoo for everything they do. But this is really important. When it comes to the orangutan, 4-month-old Siska, Barani, you are the father.
They just cut back to the zoo, and it cuts back to the father who's swinging on. He's swinging on this. He's like going crazy, just swinging around inside of a big jungle gym.
Oh my fucking God.
That is so fucking amazing. I fucking love that so much, Tom.
I just love this.
I just love the ingenuity of the zoo going out of their way to do this thing and then have Maury, what a champ. I mean, this he's basically been a parasite off of people's like fucking failed lives for decades. I know. So he might as well do one thing good. And this is a great thing.
I kind of wished when I read this that they would have been like, Barani, you are not the father. And then like Barani, the fucking primate, was like fucking dancing around, and like the other one was like, pulling its hair out.
He's
like
mad.
Yeah.
He's mad. He's like beating things on the ground, and he breaks up with the orangutan girlfriend and then moves on.
That would have been fucking
Gets
amazing.
A small studio apartment downtown and restarts his life, It's a jungle out here.
The jungle out there. No more monkey business on the Maury show. Fucking, I know it's not a monkey. All right, so this story comes to the Register. Philips recalls 340 MRI machines because they may explode in an emergency.
They might what now? They might what now, Tom?
Rapid.
Jesus.
The byline under this is great. Rapid, unscheduled disassembly, not exactly a desirable quality for medical imaging equipment.
So
rapid, unscheduled disassembly.
My other favorite part of this article, too, is they're talking about what happens. And I guess at a certain point, the helium isn't enough to like super cool a part of it. And it goes through a process called quenching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says, during a quench, which is not common, a large amount of helium evaporates and is vented outside the building through a venting system. If an unknown blockage is present, in the venting system, the pressure exceeds the design limits, the structural integrity of the system could be compromised. And then the next line is the best. While a quench may not be common, it isn't terribly desirable because the machine explodes. Like it blows up. And it's like a magnet, and it's all like held together with like just hope and magnetism. and then it blows up, and you're in the middle of it.
And fucking Insane Clown Posse, when this happens, it's like, I fucking told you.
I
fucking told you. Nobody knows how that shit works.
Problem is they do know how it works, and they had a recall, okay? So Insane Clown Posse is wrong on this one. I'm putting the makeup away. Cecil, this is not a makeup day.
All I can picture, Cecil, is like outside this building during one of these quenches, there's like this emergency vent of like this huge thing of helium gas. There's like some people walking by. There's like, what the fuck is happening here? Did you hear that? Did you smell something?
There's like Insane Clown Posse, like,
chipmunks.
How do they work? Yeah.
I thought I heard something in the room. What was that? It'd be the fucking most adorable sounding emergency, though. Be like, oh my God, run, I want to run. So this story comes from USA Today. Watch as fluffy 400-pound therapy llamas ease travelers' stress at Portland International Airport. And there's a picture, Cecil, of these llamas dressed for Christmas. And it is fucking everything. It is everything.
It's super adorable. But here's the difference between a llama and like a dog in a sweater, okay? You have a 400-pound animal that does not have the wants to go outside gene in it. You know what I mean? Like, do you got to go outside? Do you got to go for walkies? Do you got to go? Like, dogs are raised to hold it until they can't. And then they're like, dude, I got to go. And then you walk them outside, right? Does there have to be like a little elf that follows us around and just sweeps up the pellets that it leaves behind? Like, how do you coordinate an animal that can't control its fucking bowel movements and things? And you know, it's going to piss too, right? Yeah. They just walk and piss everywhere.
But Cecil, have you seen, I feel the same way. Have you seen the people doing goat yoga? Have you heard of goat yoga? People go do yoga.
Sound like it smells good.
And then there's goats, and that's the whole thing.
Okay, hold on now. You got to go back to the beginning.
Everywhere.
Just go back to the beginning. So they go to yoga.
Right.
And then there's goats.
Then there's just goats.
That's it?
That's it. That's goat yoga.
That's the entirety of it? Are they inside, outside? Where are the ghosts? Like,
sometimes they're inside. Sometimes these are outside things. They're just fucking like goats at your yoga thing that you do.
And you're not saying like the greatest of all time yoga artist either. You're saying like an animal that's a
LeBron
goat.
James doing yoga. Motherfucker,
Michael Jordan, LeBron James. We got fucking Jerry Rice over here. Like, look at this yoga. It's all goats. No, these are just like
goats. Like, these are like the weird, you know, witch-eyed fucking things that taste bad. Yeah. Like, these are like,
it's the goat show.
It's the goat show. Dude, also, like, don't llamas spit and stuff?
Sure, I guess.
Llamas
I don't know.
spit. When llamas get shitty, I've seen them, like the zoo. Like, when llamas get shitty, they like hock loogies at people. That's a real thing.
I don't know. I don't know if that's only camels and if we're being racist or not.
Oh, wait, shit. Am I a llama racist? Wait, maybe. I got to Google this and find out if I'm llama racist.
Right now, you got some llama drama going on. Let me tell you.
No, yeah, llamas can spit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. So it is, okay. They often sneeze to clear their passageways, which people may think is spitting because it makes a similar sound, but llamas also can spit when they're extremely agitated, but it's a last resort. So the fucking hock boogers at you.
You know what that sounds like? If they could spit with their shoe, they sound like my Italian grandmother. That's what they sound like. They can spit when they're extremely agitated. So mad they just spit at you. It's amazing.
Well, this is not an ideal fucking therapy animal to ease stress. You know what would be a good therapy animal to ease stress at a fucking airport? Another security line. Open another security line if you want to ease my stress at the airport.
If you want to ease my stress, just have a guy walking around with free pina coladas.
Right.
That's how you do it. You know what they have to do to ease your stress is you have to like ride the bucking llama down the way. And then like after you get off of it, you're like, yeah, the airport's nothing. The airport is literally nothing compared to bucking llama.
Would you ride a bucking llama? Would you ride a bull?
I would not ride a bull. Tom,
would you ride one of the mechanical
fucking animal
bulls?
weighs like fucking 1,800 pounds and it throws you in the air. And then once in a while, and I'm not saying like on occasion, it happens more often than not, people get stepped on.
Okay.
Hard fucking pass on the bull.
What about the mechanical bull?
Maybe, I guess I would try it as long as they had like mattresses but I'm getting old and it's just like, I don't want to get on a thing that's going to like fuck me up for a week where you're like, oh man, I bruised my fucking hip and I'm so old now. I'm just like, now I got to like get back in my fucking hyperbaric chamber to like get back my humors or whatever. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I ain't doing that.
I've watched those like videos of like, you know, like at a bar or whatever, they'll have like the mechanical bull you know, some like good looking woman will get on the bull. They turn it on to like 2, right? And it like bucks and she's like looking all kind of sexy on the thing, you know, like grinding back and forth. And then like some dude gets on it, they crank that fucker to like Spinal Tap and they shoot that fucking guy across the room.
And it cracks me up every time.
Inevitably, he will stand up while it's still going and get whacked by the fucking thing, get smacked in the fucking face, and you're like, Jesus Christ, man. Come on. You didn't have to kill the man. You didn't have to kill him. Like, you already hurt him.
He just wanted to look cool in front of his friends.
Jesus,
he put his girl up on there. She's looking all hot and cute in front of everybody at the bar. Like, oh, look at me on the bowl. And that dude gets on her. And they fucking eject him out of that thing like James Bond in a fucking ejector seat car.
You might as well just take him outside and kick the shit out of him. Like, that's the same thing. Like, the bouncers might as well be like, you know what, sir? The bull line is full, but we have an open line for kicking the shit out of you. So you can just go outside and we'll fuck you up.
Oh, God. Oh, God, I love it. All right, Cecil, this story is from Reuters. 4 men charged over theft of $6 million gold toilet from English Palace. That is nothing except for the name of this gold toilet, Cecil. This is a sculpture. It's been around for years. The name of the gold toilet is America. It is a gold art installation of an 18-karat gold shitter called America.
It's just plated, right? It's not an 18. How heavy would it have to be?
So I had the same thought.
Solid fucking gold. There's no way. It's plated. Like, it's metal and it's plated.
I had the same thought. I don't know why it would cost $6 million, though, if it was just plated. Right?
There's no... Tom, have you tried to move like a porcelain toilet on your own?
Yeah, they're heavy.
That's a fucking heavy thing. Now... Suddenly, it's 3 times as dense as that.
Yeah, but like a porcelain shitter is worth $200. You know? This is worth $6 million. Right? So
yeah, but it's also, if you think about the ounce weights of stuff, like it just, I don't know. I didn't do the math.
I think you're probably
I feel
right.
like I want somebody to do the math. What I want is somebody to do the math. Do the math. Is it $6 million because people are embezzling money and they need to clean it some way, so they bought a $6 million toilet? Or is it $6 million worth of gold?
Yeah, and look. Yeah, and is it part of the art? Is part of the value that it's like a piece of fucking art?
Yeah, it's an art or whatever.
So it's just like, oh, it's a fucking... Or you stick a banana on the wall with duct tape,
or whatever, and you're like, okay,
$1 million
cool.
or whatever.
Yeah, somebody made it. No, don't get me wrong. The artistry to make a toilet and then plate it in 18-karat gold, I'm sure that's not. I don't want to do that.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do
so
anything.
I'm sure it's like So, you know, is that worth $6 million to somebody? Maybe. Or is it that it's like if you walked up and you thought, you know what, I'm late on rent this month. I got to take a little off the toilet and go down to the pawn shop.
Scraping.
Could you do that? Is that it? Could you break off part of the bowl and go have a bender? Like go have a whole weekend,
Give me a break.
Coke-fueled weekend with part of your toilet.
This is a shitty thing to steal. I'm just saying, this is a shitty thing to steal. Where do you fence a golden toilet? You know, like let's say you steal, Cecil, a $6 million toilet, and let's assume that the value of it is not the art value, because then you got to find an art dealer, right? You got to find an art dealer who buys black market, like art shit, like actual shit, right?
Nobody's getting.
So you got to buy like, you know,
you can't go to Pawn Stars. That guy's going to give you like $50.
Best I can do.
Best I can do is like a regular toilet and
a Disney
and
Plus
a
gift card.
A Disney Plus gift card.
I got 10 grand worth of these fucking things I'm trying to get through.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So you have $6 million, I guess, worth of golden toilet. What the fuck are you doing with it? Like, are you trying to like, if you're right, if it's gold plated, which is probably right? Like that's the only thing that makes any sense. Like, are you trying to unplate it from the porcelain for its gold value? This seems like a really difficult thing to steal. Like you're running away with this fucking toilet in front of you like, ha, I did it. And then you get home and you're just like, why'd I do that? Why? What the fuck was I? It's like stealing the whole ATM machine. You know what I mean? You're just like, fuck, I got a lot of work in front of me.
It really feels, you know, when I read this article though, I want to say, like they steal a gold toilet from a palace and nowhere in here is royal flush. Nowhere in here. Not a single time. Like you missed your pun mark.
Oh God, that's a missed fucking opportunity. Holy shit. All right, so I guess you're just going to put nothing but,
that's
shit to scare me
another one, Tom.
this.
Tom, I am strapped in. I called shotgun, so I'm sitting in the passenger seat, driving down. It would never be that way. I would be driving. But we're driving. I'm driving you to the apocalypse. And this is our life is a highway moment where earlier in the show, we had a moment what we wanted to talk about with the audience. What was this? What was the story? I don't even remember it. Oh, it was dystopian about MrBeast.
Right.
So we had a dystopian moment earlier, and now we're going to talk about the rise of the machine. So go ahead, Tom.
And I'm going to read the whole article, because there's no article here. Tesla robot attacked engineer with its claws. According to report.
Well, I have questions already. Go
then
ahead.
Underneath it says trail of blood on the Daily Beast thing. Just a little byline. A robot at Tesla allegedly attacked an engineer, stabbing its metal claws into his back and arm and leaving a trail of blood on the machinery, according to a 2021 injury report. The resurfaced incident comes amid new concerns over automated technology and reports of injuries in Tesla's factories that have been allegedly swept under the rug. The 2021 report said its worker was given no time off from work, despite eyewitness accounts saying the engineer was severely injured.
They said to him, look, either you're coming in tomorrow or I send the robot to your house. The next day he wakes up, there's like a robot with giant claws. I'm getting dressed.
Come to work if you want to live.
I'm getting my wound dressed first, and then I'm going to get dressed, and I'll actually come to work.
We've had multiple workers who were injured and one worker who died, whose injuries or death are not in these reports that Tesla is supposed to be accurately completing and submitting to the county in order to get tax incentives, said Hannah Alexander, an attorney for the nonprofit Workers' Defense Project. End of article, Cecil. That's the whole article. A fucking maimed some engineer with its fucking claws. Why does it have claws?
Machine with claws. It was it. You know what I think is they bought a machine down the road from like the place where they shred pulled pork.
Oh,
have you seen those pulled pork claws?
I have those
that
pulled
you could
pork
buy?
claws.
Yeah, so you get those pulled pork claws, and then they just had a machine that was just like shredding pulled pork, and they thought, we'll figure out a way to use that at Tesla. Why don't you send it over here? And then they just fucking had a pulled pork machine. So they just like stabbed this guy. They're like, well, long pig will work. They'll just stab this guy.
It all tastes the same when you barbecue it. Look, if I learn anything, this is why you don't get inside the crane game. All right? When you crawl inside the crane game.
Yeah, you 100% want to have all your clothes on for
Jesus
sure.
fucking Christ.
God, it's amazing. I love the idea that they're like, this thing stabs somebody and they're like, yeah, no, he's bleeding all over the fucking place. And they're like, no, dude, you got to come. We got to fill your shift.
You got to get to work.
You got to fill your shift. And then the computer is like, you will not go home. You will finish your shift. Take it like a man.
Look, I could almost forgive this if Teslas were not among the worst built cars in America. But they're like,
right.
They're like you look at like how, poorly built and how fucking unreliable these things are. On reliability ratings, Teslas are fucking breakdown machines. They break all the time. They're shitty cars. They weirdly have super high owner satisfaction ratings and crazy low reliability ratings, like just terrible reliability.
I back when they first started coming out, I thought they were cool, and I thought at a certain point you were interested in buying one. You must have done a lot of research.
That's why I don't have one. I really wanted one. I was like, oh man, that's fucking awesome. Like my house that I'm in now, I have a port to plug in an electric car, and I'm in the market for a car in the May because I got a kid that I'm going to give like an old car to. I'm going to have to get a new car. And I'm 100% not buying a Tesla, man. Like they are not good, reliable cars. They're just not. And like
that truck is ugly too.
That truck is fucking Cecil.
That truck is so ugly.
Cecil, that is the ugliest machine. So did you ever see the Simpsons episode where like Homer's brother owns like a big car company? And like he's like, you know what, Homer? No one's ever trusted you to do anything. I'm gonna have you design our next car. and he designs this fucking insane looking piece of shit car with like a bubble roof. Did you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this episode?
I saw the car, I think, once. I didn't see the episode.
It feels like that. It feels like somebody let their kid design the car. Like it's like, and then they're just like, fuck, all right, well, we said Jimmy, we got to build it. We got to fucking, guys, we got to build this. I mean, look, it looks like a bad Pinewood Derby car.
It looks so bad. And the rollouts of this stuff, Tesla itself, they were the pinnacle company for several years when it came to the electric car market. Mm-hmm. And they were the pinnacle when it was like the hipster movement, when it was like really just starting to like a burgeoning movement that they were part of, and they were riding that crest. And to stay on top, you create good products, you create reliable products, you follow the car manufacturers that are doing the best stuff, and you just innovate around those. I mean, it doesn't feel like it should be that difficult to do this. You just, you spend a lot of money in research. You keep researching and keep making your vehicle. It feels like if you had a competent CEO and you were at the top of that mountain with, your skateboard getting ready to go down it, right? You're at the top, and then suddenly they're absolute shit, and the best ones are coming out of the major car companies.
Yeah,
now.
For sure. And I'll tell you what, like, when you get in a Tesla, like especially like the Tesla Model 3, which is the only one that's even like remotely approaching affordability, you get in a Tesla Model 3, it feels like being inside like a 1997 Kia Sedona. Like it feels cheap. All the materials in it feel cheap. The fit and finish it feels bad. You shut the door, it feels like it's like slightly off kilter. I've been in a bunch of Ubers that are Teslas, and they're so insanely unimpressive inside. And I'm like, this is a $50,000 car. This is not like an inexpensive car. This should be a lot better. Just for just the creature comfort side of things. Like it should just be a lot nicer inside for that price.
There's so many videos of people showing like the doors not really meeting up.
Right, yeah.
That the doors don't really fit together. That it just doesn't feel like it's machined well.
Right.
You see it and you think, well, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, one of my sales guys has one. And same thing, he loves the car, but it's a piece of shit. It's always having problems. And like he got in it and like this seat just went all the way back and wouldn't go forward again, like on the passenger side. And he's like, oh, I just got to take it back in, and they'll take care of it. And I'm like, or you could buy something that doesn't break all the time.
Yeah.
Conversely, you could buy something that doesn't fucking break all the time. They're fucking shitty, and they attack their engineers.
Somebody's going to buy a Tesla and there's just an engineer in the trunk and it's like, shh, is the robot gone? Is the robot?
Don't tell the claw.
Did we have to name the robot the Claw? I don't know, Larry. I don't think that's I think maybe we shouldn't do that. Don't encourage the robot.
Shit. This story comes from Hellgate, NYC. The NYPD spent $150 million to catch fare beaters who cost the MTA $104,000.
When I saw this time, I thought, this is fucking perfect bureaucracy. Right? Perfect.
There is a paragraph in here that I think is just like fucking perfect for this, exactly what you described, for this bureaucracy. The NYPD chief of transit, Michael Kemper, told The Gothamist that the negligible change in major crime rates belies that much more significant change of tone throughout the subway system. It's about correcting behavior, Kemper said. Stopping fare evaders sets the tone of law and order. A $151 million vibe shift, if you will. I fucking love that last sentence.
But it didn't work. But that's the thing, is it didn't work. Right. They talk about how it's actually with more police officers around and more police officers down in the tunnels and on the trains, crime's actually gone up. It's just such an asinine, and it's one of those things that like there is. Sometimes we'll see things and we'll think, well, here's an obvious answer, right? This is happening in Chicago now too. When we talk about there's an obvious answer for violent crime or non-violent crime even in Chicago, where people are like they're taking over street corners. I don't know if you've seen this, but This has been posted on a lot of different social medias where one corner will just be targeted by a group of people in cars, and then they will just sit and do donuts in the middle of the street for like 30 minutes. And like, there's a bunch of people hanging out outside, and sometimes a person loses control of the car and hits like fucking 30 people in one of these. It hasn't, I don't know if it's happened in Chicago, but I've seen those videos where some like 14 people go for a ride over the hood of this thing as it's doing donuts. But really, there's been police officers nearby. There was a video I saw recently where there was a police officer literally sitting right there. It's impossible for the police officers to do something in some of these situations, because what they're going to do is escalate the situation. So there's other ways to figure out ways to stop this sort of thing from happening if we don't want to have this thing happening in our cities. And sometimes it's not the obvious answer of putting a cop on every corner.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The solution for the MTA was clearly not this. $151 million. $151 million could have done some real good in terms of like creating public trust, in terms of like feeding the homeless, in terms of like
garbage collection
in New York. In New York, right? $151 million of garbage collection could have tackled 3, maybe 4% of the problem. You know?
Yeah, I was talking about 6 days a year. That'd have been amazing.
Like, we could have like fed Pizza Rat. Like, this could have like actually done some good, you know?
He's standing. They just gotta. They don't. When they go to give him his thing, the police department shows up. They don't have a big check. They just have a full pizza that they give to the rat. And so there's a bunch of people taking pictures of a guy handing a full pizza to the rat, and the rat's like holding half of it, like waving at the crowd.
$151 million could have bought a lot of airplane tickets out of New York. I'm just saying. It's a lot of opportunities to leave New York.
You think how many turkey basters full of garbage juice you could have? That's my review in New York. Turkey baster full of garbage juice. That's it. Turkey baster full of garbage juice. Actually, that's also my band name. That's my band name for New York centric music.
All right, so this story comes from NBC4.com. Inspectors shut down Columbus McDonald's temporarily after reports of crack pipe in customer's order.
Jesus Christ.
What would you even do?
Could you imagine?
What would you do?
You roll through. You're like, yeah, man, I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese, no pickle. I'll take a large fry and a root beer. Yeah, sure. I'll pull around. And you reach inside for a fry and you pull out a used crack.
Man, I am addicted to the food here.
Oh, how gross would that be? Where you're like, oh, great, I just touched a crack pipe. And it was clearly in my fries or whatever. Like,
I would have a hard time finishing most of the fries.
Yeah, do you eat another fry for the rest of your life? I would sue them for fry trauma. I would be like, I can never have another fry. I'm suing McDonald's for. I'm going to be like that lady. I know it's different with the lady who sued him. It was actually really hot coffee. I'm just making a joke, but I'll be that lady who fucking sues him for coffee. I'll be the guy who sues him for fries because you ruined fries for me forever.
Yes, look. If I reached into my bag, my fucking fast food bag, and there was somebody's fucking dirty used crack pipe in it. One, I am going to have a hard time finishing those fries. I will, but I will have a hard time doing it. Two, I'm going to be mad if there's no crack left in the pipe. Like, if it's just an empty
to
pipe.
The manager. Excuse me, my Happy Meal wasn't so happy today.
Okay, I'm going to have to talk to the manager. Look, I got an empty crack pipe. Rude. And your ice cream machine is always broken? What the fuck is going on here?
It says right there, free with purchase, full crack pipe. Mine has been used. It'd be like if you fucking opened a bag, though, and there was like a used Q-tip in there. You'd be like, right. Okay, what the fuck? Come on, man.
Have you ever got anything weird in your food? Like, other than everybody at some point has got like a hair in their food or something. But I mean, like,
yeah, sure, I've gotten a hair in my food. I don't know. I've never gotten anything. I have gotten a bolt in stuff, I think, a couple times.
Oh, geez.
Where there's been like a bolt in food because, they're cooking and maybe like the spatula comes out or whatever.
Right.
And, like, I've had that happen, I think, twice.
I had a twist tie in some hash browns once at a restaurant. Just like, take a bite out of these fucking hash browns. I'm like, and I'm like reaching. There's a giant like from like probably like a loaf of bread or something. And I'm like, what the fuck is a twist tie in my goddamn hashy bees?
There's a moment that goes through Tom's head where he's thinking, is somebody trying to fish for me right now? Did they put on my plate like a hook?
I'm shaking my head back and forth and trying to like pull away.
We know he's gonna, like, they open up their tackle box and it's got like all of Tom's favorite foods, but they like immediately go for the hash browns because they know Tom is gonna dive right in. Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's fighting. He's fighting. Oh, I got
like Tom's favorite ice cream. Tom's favorite. All these lures to get Tom to take a bite.
You'd have a very, very full tackle box.
What's in Tom's tackle? Clearly, those pretzels could catch you, right?
Oh,
Somebody put one of those in a pretzel bag. You'd be like, yeah, no, I'm going to be going home filleted.
I would be easy. Like if you put like a good buffalo wing, not these shitty ones, by the way. Like you gotta make a good buffalo wing, put a hook in it. I'm probably biting on it.
Is there a major store that makes them, or do you just have to get them at like a pub and make them yourself?
It's either like a good pub or make them yourself. I don't know of a single like store I can recommend for them, but like a good chicken wing, like Cherry Garcia ice cream. You could tell me the hook was in there and I'd still get after it. I'd be like, there's a fucking hook in there.
I'll eat around it.
Yeah, right.
I'll eat around it.
I'll use the hook to scoop the fucking ice cream out.
I'm the crafty fish. I'm the crafty one. I'll get around it. I can do this. Yeah.
Most any taco, like, you know, like I'm not actually hard to please.
Yeah, man. I am not. I do not discriminate most tacos.
Right.
Like I'm okay with it. Yeah. If it's a taco, chances are
taco. Yeah, sure. I mean, you got to put some fucking high test and like a big liter on that thing because I'm going in. Yeah. Like, here we go. I'm like walking around with a fucking gill net like I'm over my head one day and I'm like, I don't know, I was fucking hungry. I got, you know. I'm on a stringer hanging.
There's like 2 or 3 kinds of pasta that could easily catch me. Just like boom, like 100%. Like I'd be like, I would be the guy who knows there's poison in the food, but still has the antidote next to it because he knows. Like, no, I can't let it go to waste. That's too good a plate of food.
What pastas?
Definitely like a, meatball, Italian sausage.
Yeah.
Very American type pasta. I love that. It's like from when I was a kid, I used to eat the shit out of that. So like I'll make that on like weekends with mustacholi and I love that. And then, there's like 3 or 4 quick pastas that I throw together that I just absolutely love. One of them has artichokes and olives in it that I'm a huge fan of, a little bit of wine, some garlic, and it just comes together. It's really delicious. And it has a lot of Parmesan cheese to sort of hold it all together. It's got a braised artichoke. I love that one. There's a couple others that I really, really like. And that, I even make like a fast ragu with Italian sausage now.
Oh, yeah.
That takes about 30 minutes and it's so fucking good. It's like every time you eat it, you're like, no, that's a really good pasta. That's an outstanding pasta. So like a big plate of pasta will catch me. Pizzas, especially if I make them at home. Like I make good pizza at home. So if I make my own pizza, you catch me on my own pizza.
Yeah, I'm running to the pie on the windowsill. Like I am running to the pie on the windowsill every time. Every time. I'm like, and they'll be like, hey,
got me.
Fuck, that's a trap.
You got
that's
me.
A trap. It said trap, Tom, right above it. They wrote the word traps. There's a big X on the ground. I'm like, nah. Like, I'm easy.
I'm in the net and this is my life now.
Right. Yeah. Do I have the pecan pie or not? Like if I have the pecan pie, I'm happy.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for our funny show this week. We are going to catch you on Monday with a brand new show. We're going to leave you for the rest of this week, like we always do, with the Skeptic's Creed.
Credulity is not a virtue. It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno-Babylon bullshit. Couched in scientician, double bubble, toil and trouble, pseudo quasi alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized, stereogram, pyramidal, free energy healing, watered downward spiral, brain deadpan, sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death and towers, tarot cards, psychic healing, crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards, vaccine nuts. shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense. Expose your sides. Thrust your hands, bloody, evidential, conclusive. Doubt even this.
The opinions and information provided on this podcast are intended for entertainment purposes only. All opinions are solely that of Glory Hole Studios, LLC. Cognitive Dissonance makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, currentness, suitability, or validity of any information, and will not be liable for any errors, damages, or butthurt arising from consumption. All information is provided on an as-is basis. No refunds. Produced in association with the local Dairy Council and viewers like you.